Welcome back. Now, today we're all about promoting a healthy heart, as September is Heart Health Awareness Month. We're back again with Professor Pamela Naidu, the CEO of the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So tell us about the heart mark. It's probably the one icon that people are most familiar with when it comes to the work that the Heart and Stroke Foundation does. What does the program entail?
Yeah, so it's one of our flagship programs. You're quite right about that. And in fact, we did a consumer survey and found that most people do recognize the logo.
Yeah.
So what happens is, to get the endorsement to have that logo on your product, companies would approach us, and we would then, we have a set criteria which we have put together, and it's also okayed by the Department of Health in the country.
Right.
And it obviously follows global standards as well, like
Yeah.
WHO, World Health Organization, and so on. And then we put it through the set of criteria, and we send it off for lab testing to ensure that what you're saying is in the product and that is healthy is actually there in the correct proportions and so on.
Yeah.
And so once you meet the criteria, and our set of dietitians are also very helpful in that process, we then endorse it, and then you're able to put it onto your product.
Wow. It obviously sounds quite rigorous. I mean, it's quite a grueling process.
Yeah.
How many people do you find, or manufacturers, want the heart mark on their product?
Oh, we do have a really large number. You know, anything up to, at this point in time, anything up to about 60. But remember that there's these sort of nationals that carry different brands within.
Right.
Yeah. So if you sort of multiply sort of 50 to 60 multinationals, and then in those, you know, say 10 of those are big multinationals, then they've got the sub-brands. So it's quite a number of people.
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
And they also, some of them are global brands as well.
Yes. You mentioned earlier that you carried out a survey to test people's perceptions of the heart mark.
Correct.
What are the interesting facts did you find?
I think the interesting fact is basically that people recognize it, and that people actually, it sort of subtly changed people's behavior as well. Like, you don't have to directly say you have to buy those products with the logo on them.
Yeah.
But, you know, because it's become such an institutionalized brand or logo on food products, that people are actually looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we as consumers are constantly inundated with information about nutrition, what's healthy, what isn't, so much so that we get confused, because it also seems to change all the time. But what is a healthy diet? What does it entail?
Right. So, you see, I think that we are told oftentimes by dietitians, you've got to have the colors from each food group, and you know, and then the Mediterranean diet is always touted as the healthiest diet to have. But you know, we have to also take into account cultural factors and so on. So I think that the idea is not to put people off food in a way that makes them sort of sneak behind and eat the foods they like. Really, I think the philosophy is everything in moderation. However, there are certain types of products, or ingredients, I should say, that you really have to look out for. So, I mean, one of the recent developments in the country was the tax on sugar-sweetened beverages, for example. You know, so that definitely sugar is a major cause of a lot of ill health.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we also, we run at the Heart and Stroke Foundation, also in collaboration with the National Ministry of Health, the Salt Watch campaign. So salt is another major factor that contributes to hypertension.
Right.
So, you know, what we're trying to do is to target 5 grams per day, ideally.
Right.
So, in fact, that's in process already. So we're hoping to have that legislated also.
That's like a teaspoon, basically.
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
it's like a level teaspoon.
Wow.
And then, of course, the simple, actually, because you should have lots of fruit and veg, right? And then smaller proportions of protein, provided you do have that in your diet.
Yeah.
And everything in moderation. But it doesn't exist on its own, because you've got to combine it with a bit of exercise as well.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to leave you for a few minutes.
Yeah,
I'm going to
sure.
go make us a very healthy sandwich.
Right.
And the product I'm going to use actually bears a heart mark.
Oh, great.
What do we have here, Clem?
So today we're gonna make the ultimate steak sandwich, and exactly like you said, look, the heart mark is right there.
Yeah.
So we're using the SASKO Plus. We're using this amazing cranberry bread. It's high in fiber.
Cranberry bread.
It is. It's so delicious. It's high in fiber and it's low GI.
Low GI.
So we're like killing all the birds with one stone today.
Yeah.
So I've got my pan roaring hot. It is crazy. So actually, would you like to drop the steak in the pan?
Absolutely.
Go for it. Let's see if you can get some flame today.
Okay. No, I'm definitely not going to get flame because I'm safe in the kitchen.
Okay, so amazing sizzle.
It's singing.
It is. So what I did was I just seasoned it lightly. We spoke about salt, and it's got a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on the outside, and that goes into a dry pan. Don't add any extra oil to the pan because it doesn't need it. Okay. So as I said, I've got the cranberry bread over here. We're going to slice that one up in a second. Okay. But to go with this, we're going to start off with, let's do our little dill mayonnaise. What do you think?
Yes,
cool.
Let's.
So, a bowl in the middle. We've got some chopped up dills or gherkins.
Okay.
And they go in. And then a little bit of Dijon.
We love some Dijon.
And these flavors go so well together. And then
mayo.
Some mayonnaise. And that's enough. Just mix it through. And if you want, you can chop up your dill quite chunky. Doesn't have to be this fine. I mean, the chunkier the better, actually.
Right.
And that's amazing. That's so good. So that's ready to go. But to go with it as well, I'll do a little bit of a caramelized onion.
Yeah.
So let's swap sides. Let's do this together. There we go. I'm going to take your steak off the heat just quickly. Get that out over there.
How do you make sure your steak doesn't get too hard?
Your steak doesn't get
too hard?
When you overcook it.
Yeah.
Well, you can kind of do the whole feeling that you kind of feel it. There's this whole saying that you go like this, you can feel it's still rare, medium well done. You can feel how thick that is. So when it feels as thick as that, then you know it's cooked right through.
Okay.
Perfectly. And always cook your steak from room temperature, never from cold out of the fridge. What happens is you can have a perfectly cooked steak on the outside, but your inside's still cold from the fridge. So let it always rest.
Okay.
So onions, as you can see, I've kind of caramelized them slightly already.
Right.
And into that goes a little bit of brown sugar.
Yummy.
Just a little bit. And then some balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
And again, it's a balance of sweet and the sweetness and the acidity from the vinegar that works so well together.
Right.
And that's going to start bubbling and reducing nicely.
Yes.
Oh, the smell of this vinegar.
I'm loving all these flavors that are going to go into the sandwich.
It is. That's so amazing. So I'm going to give it a quick turn. You got that nice crust. And as I say, when it comes to the meat, the crust is a must.
I love that crust.
Crust is a must. Or else it's a bust. We just added a new one on there. Cool. So I'm going to get started on our sandwiches.
Okay.
So down goes our dill mayonnaise.
Right.
That goes over there.
And can we add a little bit of olive oil to it?
Oh, we've got the fat that's already in the mayonnaise.
Yes, okay.
So you got a bit of extra fat in there. Oh, I forgot to slice up my steak. So let me just do that quickly. Just shift these to the side real quick.
You can just put this whole steak in my sandwich.
You absolutely can. But I'm going to slice through the center.
Okay.
And I hope you like a little medium rare.
I love a little medium rare.
I mean, that is like the best way.
I hate my steak well done. I just never have it.
I know, who does that though?
Yummy, yummy.
Perfect.
Look at that
yummy
piece of fat in the middle.
I know, and that's good. That's
Speaking of heart health.
Just give this a bit of a shake.
Okay.
That goes on there.
Wow.
So you could absolutely toast the SASKO bread before the time. I want a bit of extra crunch. But I haven't done that today. I just want that amazing sauce from the onions and the steak to cook through, to heat it up.
Scrumptious.
Can you pass that black plate to me, please?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, the smells in here. It smells so amazing. How about we just secure it? Because these guys are big. They're going to go flying around everywhere.
Okay.
And I can smell those dills that we got in there as well with the pickle. Oh, it's amazing.
I'm drooling. I'm just staring at this sandwich like,
Last one, there we go. What do you think?
Okay. I think that's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to dig into that. What would your ultimate sandwich be filled with? And what SASKO bread variety would you use? For more delicious sandwich ideas, log on to the SASKO website or visit their Facebook page. Afternoon Express and SASKO are giving you the chance to win a SASKO product hamper and toaster valued at 2,000 Rand. Simply cook a dish using any SASKO product, take a picture of your dish with the product used and post it onto the Afternoon Express Facebook page, along with the name of your creation, and you could be a winner. T's and C's apply. We'll be right back with more health advice from dietitian Kelly Schroeder.